Knowledge for Men, episode 60. Welcome to KnowledgeForMen.com, where boys turn into men, where men turn into leaders, into lions, the ferocious few who stand strong, a place where you grow to become the man you were born to be. It's time to take massive action towards the life you want. Get the health, get the relationships, business, and career you've always dreamed of. Achieve a level of success and happiness that you've been searching for so many years. Life has given you enough, and it's time to take a stand and take full control of your life. Stand with us as we interview the most inspiring and successful leaders to give you real-world advice to crush life and awaken the sleeping giant inside of you. This episode is brought to you by my private online meds group called The Lion's Den. You can check it out at KnowledgeForMen.com and click on The Lion's Den. If you've been listening to this podcast and you like the content, but find it hard to find other guys out there to relate to, talk to, share your wins and challenges with, maybe you're on your own path of personal development and other guys think it's weird or they're just not interested in what you're doing. You kind of feel like you're alone on this mission, but you're not. There's thousands of other guys out there who are on the same path, and I've been putting together a group called The Lion's Den to try and find these guys, bring them together. Hey, I know it's hard to make the push towards greatness in your life, and I found that the best way to get somewhere you've never been is to surround yourself with other people who are already there or who are on the same path as you. So The Lion's Den does just that. It's a group of men who want to achieve greatness in all areas of life: health, wealth, relationships, and personal growth. Check it out at KnowledgeForMen.com and click on The Lion's Den. All right, guys, welcome to the show. I'm here with Alex Morton. He's the youngest royal ambassador in the health and nutrition company, Vemma, which is one of the top ranks in their compensation plan. Alex is earning well over $100,000 per month, and he has a team of over 15,000 members out of 25 countries. Guys, Alex is 24 years old, and all right, let's get started here. Alex, I'm happy to have you on the show.
Thanks, man. Really appreciate you having me on the show today, man.
All right, Alex, let's go ahead and jump in with a favorite success quote of yours, something that you've lived by and why.
Yeah, well, the quote that, really I live by is just simply, make it happen. It can apply to anybody's life, whether you're in affiliate marketing, whether you're an athlete, whether you're, an actor or somebody that makes music for a living, whatever you're doing, make it happen. You can apply that to, your everyday life. It can drive you to wake up early, go to sleep late, and really, follow your passion in your heart, whatever that might be, and really just know deep down that we're all God's highest form of creation. We're all human beings. We're all really, equal. And when you just tell yourself over and over again, make it happen during the day, you're going to get it done. You're going to make it happen, and you're going to get to where you need to be.
I'm liking the theme, Alex. We got a good direction here. So let's learn more about your story and your journey of how, this young guy goes out and builds this, 6-figure per month business. So share with the story who you are and how you got started with what you do.
Cool. Hey guys, my name's Alex Morton, 24 years old, originally from a little small town called Bexley, Ohio. You probably never heard of it unless you, grew up there. But, growing up in a small town, I always knew I wanted more out of life. I knew there was more to life than just a small little town in Ohio. And I knew growing up, I was always different. I was always, dreaming of doing something great, doing something, big. Growing up, I always saw people like Jay-Z and Russell Simmons and Donald Trump and Richard Branson and these people that have these lavish lifestyles, people making, lots and lots of money, cars, houses, whatnot, really making an impact on, mankind. And I always wanted to do something big. Growing up, I didn't get the best grade. I think I graduated high school with like a 3.0 GPA. So not that bad, but, I applied to some colleges. Most told me no. Arizona State, let me in. So I went out there and kind of left all my close friends I grew up with back in Ohio and kind of started fresh, started new. And I got out to Arizona State, really got involved with the wrong crowd of people, started partying a lot, got into a lot of trouble, eventually actually got kicked out of the dorms over there. And at that point, I had to make a decision. I always had the end in mind. I always wanted to, become super successful. So one day I was, watching TV, saw a TV show called $1 Million Listing of these guys making a bunch of money, young, doing real estate. I'm like, that sounds a lot more appealing than, stinking Taco Bell or McDonald's or working at Abercrombie and Fitch like back in high school. So I got my real estate license at 18, studied under some pretty successful people, made good money for an 18-year-old, spent it all partying, having fun. But, that really taught me a lot about sales, service, dealing with people, being an entrepreneur, owning your own business, and kind of led me to where I am today. And about 3 years ago, I got introduced to Vemma, the affiliate marketing company I'm currently with. And honestly, at first, like a lot of people, I was pretty skeptical. I thought it was too good to be true. Make money with your friends, drink healthy energy drinks, drive a nice car, travel the world. And I was like, you know what? That sounds like one of those things. So I was very skeptical. But then I got educated and informed on it, and I saw the credibility with the Phoenix Suns, and I saw people like Dr. Oz talking about the product. I got involved in it, dove into it, and now I am where I am, and yeah, I'm making a lot of money, but at the end of the day, I get to empower young people, middle-aged people, and older people to kind of chase their dreams, go after what they want in life, step out of their comfort zone.
So it sounds like you're doing really well with real estate, and you said you were training with some really successful guys, and you had a lot of potential in that area. Well, what kind of led you to Vemma? Like, why did you transition into Vemma, and why did you stop all of real estate? And you studied to get you became a real estate agent, and you did all this work. So why the sudden transition into Vemma?
Well, what really did it for me was I met a young guy in the company who was 25 years old, making like $10,000 on a weekly basis. And I heard 10 grand a week at 25. The only people that make that kind of money is Donald Trump, Justin Bieber, Drake, and LeBron James. So I saw it's 10 grand a week at 25 years old, and that kind of opened up my mind to something different. And really what got me was the idea of residual income, meaning if you're listening in, you don't know what that is, doing something once and it pays you forever and ever and ever. Sure, I could sell $1 million house and that's great and make 35 grand, but then I got to go sell another $500,000 house. With affiliate marketing, you do something once, you get loyal customers, one time, and they drink this stuff forever because, it's so good, and people kind of develop an emotional attachment to the product. So the idea of residual income, number one, building something once and it pays you forever, and then seeing is believing. I saw someone at 25 years old making 10 grand a week, and I figured if he could do it, so could I.
And Alex, I totally get that, and that sounds like a great opportunity. And so many people probably come up to you and they join your business and they want to succeed. They want to attain financial freedom. They want to make, the 6 figures a month like you are. And what do you think are some of the key differentiators between guys who succeed in Vemma and guys who don't succeed? Like, what do you see? What are those characteristics? If you could break this down.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think in anything in life, any industry, you're going to have people that make it. You're going to have people that fail. I know lots of basketball players that, are not in the NBA. I know I played high school football. That doesn't mean I'm scoring touchdowns in the NFL. But just like Vemma, it's the people that really commit, people that commit to this business. Sometimes people look at, well, I only spent $100 to get in, or, now you can even sign in for free and get it and build a customer base and make money. So I think a lot of people, treat it like a hobby instead of treating it like a multi-million-dollar business. And the people that take it serious, the people that study and read some books on the industry and personal development, the people that grow into a leader, grow into a great speaker, really learn how to lead an army of people on a mission, those are the ones that make it. And obviously there's people that get in, treat it like a lottery ticket, talk to a couple friends, they turn them down, people that are weak-minded in my opinion, and they just give up before they even get started. So, just like, whether it's Vemma or sports or acting or music, there's going to be people that take it serious and commit and practice that are going to eventually make it happen. And then there's going to be people that come and get involved, don't take it serious, and then obviously they're going to fall off and really not see any results.
And yeah, that's very true. And in any industry, just if you want to succeed in general, and whether it's in sports or in business, art, or whatever it is. But I know one thing, in order to succeed in anything, you're going to have to make some sacrifices. It's not just all sunshine and rainbows just the whole way through and you make money and it's just great. You had to make some sacrifices, and so have I in my own business, in my own life. I'm wondering, what are some of the sacrifices you've made and some of the challenges you've experienced in growing your Vemma business? And if you could share how you overcame these challenges.
Yeah, well, when I hit around about $1,000 a month over at Arizona State, a lot of my friends were still involved in the quote college life, partying 6.5 nights a week, and just doing having fun, but not really no goals in mind. Not really driven for success, and I was different. There were nights where all my friends would go to the bar and I would stay in and read Think and Grow Rich. There were nights where my friends would go out to the club or go to the frats, and I would stay in and teach myself how to become a better speaker. So a quote that I like to live by, you have to give up to go up. You have to give up the video games. You have to give up fun now for success later. Because if you look at anybody in life that's achieved a high level of success, they've all had to make sacrifices. They've all had to, give up certain, I guess, pleasures now for the extreme benefits of success later.
Oh, I like that. Give up the instant gratification now so that you can get success later. And it's like delayed gratification, which is just so hard in today's society. We always want that pleasure now. We want that money now. We want to start something and see results now. And you're right. You're really right. So you just mentioned, you were in your dorm room in college and you were making $1,000 a month with Vemma. And so now we're looking back when you first started. I want to know if you ever had any point in this career of yours when you were like, wait, like, I don't know if I'm gonna make it. Like, I don't know if this is for me. I don't know what I'm doing here. Were you ever confused and you ever feel that like sense of hopelessness or that this wasn't gonna work?
Yeah, there was a point, I think it was like winter break 3 years ago, and I was seeing some good money, making a couple grand a month. And there was one week where something happened. I'm not sure which group it was, but we had a huge fallout. Like, in Vemma, you build two lines of distribution. So you have a left team and a right team. And in one week, my left team went from about 100 orders a month down to about 30 or 35. And that was very disheartening. I'm putting in a lot of time. I'm putting in the effort. I'm making sacrifices to get to where I'm at. And all of a sudden, we have a huge fallout. And I remember, basically in tears at my parents' house, really kind of freaking out, really upset. And I remember my dad came in the room and he said, well, you've got about two options at this point. You either can, number one, quit, give up, throw in the towel, and then you're going to prove every single person that told you you weren't going to make it right, and you're going to prove yourself wrong. Or option number two is you kind of just sack up, man, and make it happen, and you go out there and talk to more people, and you stay persistent, you stay consistent, and you get right back to where you once were, and you keep going for more and more. And at that point, I questioned it. I was like, wow, I'm not sure if this is for me. I started self-doubting myself, and then I realized and thought about all the people, all my friends back home, all the teachers and professors, all the coaches, all the adults or quote unquote authority figures that told me that Vemma was quote a scam or not going to work. And I thought about that, and that drove me to keep pushing on to achieve success.
Yeah, it really sounds like you developed a strong enough why to push forward through all those mishaps and challenges.
Yeah, yeah. We talk a lot about finding your why, because a lot of people get involved, whether it's this business or doing what you do, or someone else, whatever, professional route, an individual takes to achieve their definition of success. We always talk about, why are you doing this business? Is it to retire mom and dad? Is it to, get out of your part-time job or get out of your corporate 9 to 5 grind to pay off student loan debt, to pay for med school or pay for law school, or, just really you have to find your driving force why, and that's really going to be the backbone to your success. Because, a lot of people are going to quit on a BMW. You'll quit on some pretty girl at the bar. You're going to quit on some diamond watch. But if your why is to, make history, or your why is to help people, your why is mission trips in Guatemala, your why is to retire mom who works 2 jobs, and she's 56 years old, obviously no matter what, adversity comes your way, you're going to push forward and succeed eventually.
And so, Alex, what is your why? What is your driving force behind the reason why you do what you do?
Yeah, well, I'll be honest, y'all. I'm a very transparent person. Anyone that can get on YouTube, Alex Morton, or Google my name, you're gonna see I'm kind of aggressive, in your face type of, leadership style. And at first, to be honest, 21 years old, my why was to get rich, to make a lot of money, to have fun, to party with, really good looking girls, and drink, and have a lot of fun and travel the world, and stay in 5-star hotels, and kind of get wild and get crazy. But then as my career, moved forward, and I made my first 100 grand, and then that turned into $250,000, and then I made $500,000, and now I'm sitting earning, I've earned well over $1,000,000 at 24 years old in 3 years, and now my why's completely changed into the fact that I've seen the struggle, I've seen people out there fighting to survive, I've seen families break up over financial issues. I've seen, people's houses get torn apart, and, just really bad, just bad things happen due to lack of money. So now my why is to help, honestly, as many people as possible make enough money to where money is not an issue anymore. I mean, imagine your life if you woke up every single day and you got wired an extra $2,000 into your bank account. Imagine your life if, when you walked into a store, the last thing you looked at was the price tag. You went out to eat dinner and you ordered from the left side of the menu and not from the right side of the menu, if you get what I'm saying. And, you could wake up when you're done sleeping, have 6 Saturdays and 1 Sunday, and really, truly live life the way it's meant to be lived, and that's with passion, with love, and just doing what you enjoy every single day, and not doing something just for a freaking paycheck every 2 weeks. And I think the bottom line is that now my why is to literally lead a revolution of young people, middle-aged people, and older people into financial freedom, into becoming an entrepreneur and really living an abundant life to where you can have what you want, you can do what you want, you can be who you want, and no one can tell you otherwise, and you can really live life the way it's meant to be lived.
And Alex, in order to do this, I mean, this sounds great, putting together the dream and the picture that you built here, but in order to do this, you know as well as I do that you have to build teams. Like, you have to be a leader, you have to lead. And I want to know, because you've done this successfully and in a really short amount of time and at a very young age, what are some of the biggest lessons you've learned about leadership and building teams since you started working with Vemma?
Yeah, I mean, what I've learned, whatever business you're building, everything rises and falls, on leadership. And my biggest, I guess, secret is you got to always be leading by example. You can never expect your team to do something you're not willing to do. That's why I'm always traveling. That's why I'm always working, my butt off 7 days a week, because if I'm not going to do it, no one else is going to do it. And I read in a John C. Maxwell book, The Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, he said, whatever you do, your team is only going to do about 70 to 80% at most of what you do. So if you want to build a thriving organization, you want to build a thriving sales force, whether you're working at Google, Apple, eBay, you're in a call center somewhere, or you're in Vemma, if you're the leader, which all of you listening to this podcast, you guys are all leaders because you're gaining knowledge, you're personally developing yourself by listening to this podcast. If you're going to be a leader, you have to be willing to go above and beyond and do much more than what's asked, and you have to do much more than what's really, I guess, advised, and you have to really, step up and just take ownership and really show your team what it takes to win and be a champion.
And Alex, do you have any examples of guys that you've personally brought on into your business and you've led them and completely just transformed their life? If you go ahead and share some stories like that.
Yeah, man. Well, my top earner is the guy by the name of Josh Noble, and he was my best friend at Arizona State University. And you talk about a transformation. I mean, this kid was delivering pizzas at Domino's Pizza. He was bussing tables at Outback Steakhouse, and really was not, I guess, an outgoing guy. He was not that, I guess, social, kind of kept to himself. So for him to transform into this, professional affiliate marketer, earning now at the rank he's at, Star Ambassador, well over $500,000 a year, at 24 years old, he had to transform. And so he had to become that leader. He taught himself how to speak publicly. He taught himself how to lead. He taught himself how to communicate effectively. I had a big impact on him and showing him what was possible and, helping him along the way. Obviously, you talk about, Domino's Pizza, so multiple six-figure earner. That's pretty amazing. There's also a guy by the name of Diego Avila out of Ohio, and I met this kid. He comes from Guatemala, very, grew up in poverty. When I met him, his mother was cleaning houses for like $10 an hour in Mason, Ohio, and his dad was, working at Subway. So you take a kid who comes from virtually nothing to, achieving a level of success at the point of presidential, at that rank in our company, you're making $100,000 a year on paper. He had to grow into that person. Jim Rohn, who I encourage all of you to listen to on YouTube, read his books, listen to his audios, watch his videos. He said that you're only going to earn what you are. So if you're out there listening to this podcast and you're only making $5,000 a month, that's the only value you're providing to your organization is $5,000 a month. If you want to make $100,000 a year, you have to become $100,000 a year type individual. You want to make $1 million a year, you have to become $1 million a year type of individual. Okay, whatever you bring, whatever your value is what the marketplace is going to pay you. So one piece of advice is to develop as a person, develop as a leader, read books like Think and Grow Rich and, Think Big and Kick Ass, and, learn how to publicly speak and, grow yourself into that individual and develop into a leader. And somebody always told me, Alex, in this business, leaders, they make way more money than followers do. So if you want to make a lot of money and be successful, you have to become a leader in whatever you do.
So then, Alex, let me ask you, what's holding people back from becoming leaders? What's holding people back from taking action and really growing into that person that they want to be? What have you seen in your career?
I just think sometimes people let self-doubt get in the way. People start doubting themselves that they can't do what this guy's done or they can't do what this woman has been able to do. People just doubt themselves. I think that's a big problem right now is in America. We kind of grow up with the mindset of being average is okay, being mediocre is all right. As long as you do your best, if you just go out there and play hard. And, in my opinion, that's garbage, because back in the day, America was like 3% were employees and 90+% were entrepreneurs. And now I think the stats, don't quote me on this, are like 3% are entrepreneurs, 97% are freaking employees, and people have forgotten how to really get up in the morning fired up to make something happen. I mean, when they're getting a salary every single 2 weeks and someone's telling them when to show up to work, when to eat lunch, when to go to the bathroom, when to check in, when to check out, sitting in traffic, save your face, put a suit and tie on, obey commands, obey orders, do what you told, and we're going to pay you X amount of money every 2 weeks, people kind of forget how to be a champion and how to win. And I think that's a big problem in society right now. We're kind of programmed by the masses to be kind of like sheep. Instead of a boss, it's kind of like a boss, like you're a sheep bond. And it's crap to me. And I think, people have to learn to be an entrepreneur. And I think, what holds people back is that self-doubt. That's why we preach, have a positive attitude, have a positive mindset, believe in yourself, believe in the mission you're on, and wake up every day fired up. And obviously, you just got to go out there and make it happen.
It's music to my ears, Alex, and I want to get an idea of what's a day in the life like for Alex. You're running your business, you got thousands of team members on your team. What's a day in the life like? Share with the audience what this hustle that you're talking about, what does that really look like?
Yeah, well, it's been a pretty wild ride. We started this thing at Arizona State with 4 guys on a couch and a YouTube video, and now we've got over 15,000 active customers and affiliates in our business. Vemma actually operates in 50 different countries. So over the last, say, 90 days, I've been in, Phoenix, Tucson, LA, Newport, Seattle, Portland, Chicago, Ohio, Kentucky, Florida, Texas, Virginia Beach right now. I just got back from Minnesota, Wisconsin. I go to Puerto Rico tomorrow, then probably Texas and Arizona, then Illinois. So I'm moving around. I'm grinding. I'm hustling, because I figure now if I bust my butt now and help 1,000 people make $100,000 a year, I'm going to get taken care of, later on in life. Just the biggest, a day in the life is really, wake up, work out, get your mind right, say a couple prayers, thank the guy above for, the blessings that you get right now and the opportunities you have and the health and happiness currently in your life. And, doing a lot. I do lots of calls. I do lots of Skype calls. I do lots of Uvu calls, lots of trainings, usually 2 physical opportunity events a night where new people invite their newer people to an event, try some products out, watch a good YouTube video, hear the story, hear why it's working, and really hear a better way, really a vehicle to help the average guy or average girl, achieve a high level of financial success.
All right, well, I just wanted to kind of let the audience kind of hear how your schedule is. I mean, that's the hustle. Like, that's how busy you are. And, that's what it takes. You're making a lot of money, but you're making a lot of sacrifices. You're doing a lot of hustle. You're doing a lot of traveling. You're talking to a lot of people. You're selling a lot of things. I mean, that's what it's going to take. And I want to let the audience hear that. And since, as a byproduct of having all this hustle and working so much, I mean, how do you feel about your lifestyle? Like, do you feel like you spend a lot of time on business? Like, how is your general, like, overall life? And, like, what about, like, family and friends? How are you in that area?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I love it. I mean, if I didn't love what I did, I wouldn't do it, to be honest with you guys. And a lot of my best friends are now involved in the business with me, because when you hang out with these people and you help these people and you really learn where they come from and where they're trying to go, you develop relationships and bonds. At the end of the day, this business, it's people helping people. Yes, we have great products. Yes, people are getting great health results and clinically studied formula to increase your immune system, decrease inflammation. We've got healthy coffee, healthy iced tea, vitamins, a great weight loss line backed by, Chris and Heidi Powell, the stars of Extreme Makeover Weight Loss Edition. But at the end of the day, if you don't love what you do, you're not going to do it, in my opinion. And thankfully, I love what I do. I love the grind. I love the hustle. I love impacting people's lives. I love helping people grow into better people. And, I enjoy a lot. I do miss my parents sometimes. I see my mom and dad here and there, but, even they're entrepreneurs as well. So they know what it takes to, make it happen. And, they support me 400%. And I'm just excited for the future, because, what we've done is great. But what we're about to do is it's just gonna rewrite the history books in this industry.
Man, I love the confidence that you have with what you do and your passion for the company. It's just, I'm just talking to you now and I can feel it. Like, it's really energizing. I'm sure a lot of the listeners can kind of feel it too. But now, Alex, it's time that we enter the knowledge round. Are you ready?
We are ready for the knowledge round.
All right, I want to give you more details about the Lion's Den. It's a private Facebook group where you post your goals in health, wealth, relationships, and personal growth. The guys hold you accountable, and you have a place where you can get instant feedback from other high-performing men from around the world. You can get more details at knowledgeformen.com and click on the Lion's Den. There's men's coaches in there, there's dating coaches, fitness coaches, millionaires, guys with startups, guys who just graduated college and are happy to be surrounded by so many guys just making it happen for themselves. There's fathers in there, military personnel, and just all walks of life from all over the world. 70 guys strong right now and growing every day. But the one thing that we all have in common is that we just want to achieve greatness. We want to push ourselves. We want to challenge ourselves. We want to really just become the men we want to become and do it not alone. We don't want to do this journey, take this path alone. We want to do it together with other men. And that's what I find so powerful about this group. We also do monthly Google Hangouts, which is sort of like an online meetup with about 12 guys in each hangout. So you can meet all these guys and build stronger relationships with other high-performing men. And there's also a structure to each hangout. Guys, this group only costs $19 a month for a limited time. You can get more details and you can set up a consultation with me at knowledgeformen.com and click on the Lion's Den and get started from there. Welcome to the Knowledge Round, where the guests will be asked rapid-fire questions to give the audience invaluable pieces of wisdom to help transform their lives. Starting in 3, 2, 1, showtime. All right, Alex, just to clarify, how would you explain Vemma to a newcomer?
Really, it's a health and wellness company, $221 million last year in sales. And really to explain it quick is, we focus on number one, helping people become healthier by our great product line. And number two, if they want to become an affiliate and build a business, we can help them achieve whatever level of financial success that they're looking for.
And just on a side note here, I know Vemma made some major changes in their business model where they went from being in the MLM space to now they're in the affiliate space, and affiliate marketing space. So can you elaborate on that and share how that's affected you?
Yeah, I think it was a very bold move by our CEO, BK Brayco. The guy's got 6 kids under 7 years old, a heart of gold. He's got more money than he knows what to do with it. And he really developed and built Vemma to help people. That's the really reason why I'm in this company and never going anywhere, because it's really built like a family. But, the move to affiliates is there's 2 swimming pools. One swimming pool is Amway, Mary Kay, Avon, New Skin. And it's kind of like right now in this industry, a lot of people are peeing in the pool and the water's getting kind of dirty. And instead of BK trying to shovel out the water and get clean water in there, he got up out of the pool and walked over to the affiliate marketing pool, which you all are familiar with, Amazon.com, eBay, Google. So now we are associated with powerhouses like eBay, Google, Amazon, rather than these MLMs where there's a big negative stigma towards them. And I just feel great. I think it's an epic move that will be looked at for generations to come, an MLM going from an MLM to now an affiliate marketing program to where you actually can get involved for free, build a business, and really just get to where you want to go in life.
Yeah, all right. Just kind of want to clear that up. I know I heard some things, and I know there's some listeners in here who might be kind of confused about what kind of business it's in. So just kind of touched on that. And now, Alex, what kind of advice would you give to someone who's feeling lost or unsure about their purpose in life?
Yeah, I would just say, figure out what you're passionate about, what makes you happy, and then just start doing that. And eventually, if you chase a passion, the money's going to come. If you chase money, you're just going to be running in circles for the rest of your life. So I would figure out what makes you happy, what makes you get up in the morning fired up, whatever your passion is, follow your passion, chase your passion, and eventually it's going to turn into dollar signs.
All right. And Alex, was there anything that was holding you back from becoming the man you are now today?
I had to do a lot of growing. The person I was 3 years ago to the person I am right now is a completely different human being. I'm not even sure they're related, but, I grew. I read a lot of books. I watched a lot of videos. I practiced speaking. I practiced doing the things I need to do on a daily basis to achieve a high level of success. And the bottom line is that my mentor told me, if you say what people say and do what people do, eventually you're going to get what they have every single time. So what that means is find somebody that has what you want, the life you want, the house you want, the car you want, the wife you want, the family you want, the money you want, the impact they're making on human beings, and just do what they've done, and you're eventually going to get their same results, if not better.
I like that. And Alex, can you name a mentor, someone who's really had a tremendous impact on your life? What did he or she say to you that really had that moment for you?
Yeah, well, I've had a couple different mentors. I look at my dad as a pretty big one. He actually was a college dropout. I actually graduated from Arizona State, but he dropped out of college, and he had a lot of adversity. Him and my mom, grew a home building business. I think in the 90s in Houston, making hundreds of thousands of dollars. lost it all, went bankrupt, had nothing, and then built it back up to, multi-million-dollar, empire in the insurance field. So he's given me a whole lot of knowledge on life in general, and really persistence, and really just not caring what other people think. You just got to not care. The dogs always bark. You look at anybody successful, you look at big music artists like Jay-Z or Justin Bieber, you look at actors like Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie, you look at athletes like Ray Lewis or Johnny Manziel or LeBron James, and they get so much hate and they get so much negative crap thrown their way. And I was taught by him to kind of put blinders on and block out the negative noise on the left, block out the negative crap on the right, and focus on the end goal. And that, as long as you know where you're going and you wake up every day fired up, you're eventually going to get there.
All right. And Alex, what are your 3 most influential books, and explain why with the audience?
Three most influential books. Number one, I would say Think and Grow Rich. Napoleon Hill taught me a lot. Teaches you how to think. And then I think Law of Attraction. The Secret. The Secret by Rhonda Burns is all about law of attraction, how to attract things in your life, how to think yourself into results. And I would say 10X by my friend Grant Cardone. Great guy, and he really talks about how to achieve success in life. And he talks about 10X rule, meaning if you want to get here, you're going to have to put in 10 times more effort than you're currently doing, and you just got to bust your butt. And the problem is, people that don't want to put in the work and effort, you're never going to get there. But I would say Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. I would say The Secret by Rhonda Burns, and I would say 10X by Grant Cardone.
All right, and guys, if you want to pick up one of these books for free, you can do so in audiobook format if you go to the website kfmbook.com, and that'll take you over to Audible, where you can get a free credit to get a free audiobook. So kfmbook.com. And Alex, what 2 or 3 life skills do you need in order to succeed in your field?
I would say effective communication. If you can't communicate effectively, you can be the best accountant in the world. You can be the best math major in the world. You can be, the best chemist in the world. But if you cannot communicate your ideas, your innovations, your vision effectively to people, and you cannot sell yourself, I don't think you're ever going to get anywhere. So I would say effective communication, number one. Number two, the ability to sell. A lot of people say, well, I can't sell, or I don't want to sell. And to me, that's the dumbest thing somebody ever could say, because all selling is a transfer of emotion. You go buy the new Beats headphones and tell your friend, hey, these headphones are pretty cool. You're selling the headphones. If your friend says, hey, where do you want to go eat lunch? And you say, I want to go to Chipotle because it's so good. You're selling the idea of going to Chipotle. So I think everybody can, number one, effectively communicate. It's going to take time and effort and practice. Practice does not make perfect. Practice makes permanent, number one. And number two, just learn how to sell, learn how to transfer your emotion, be excited. I've learned, pretty quick that it's not what you say, it's how you say it. If you're excited and jacked up and talk with passion and emotion and conviction, your friends are going to listen to you, and if you talk like this and you're boring and this is so cool and oh my God, this is great, no one really gives a damn. So if you're fired up about an idea or a concept or a product or life in general, you're going to attract people that get excited as well, because excitement is the most contagious form of human emotion. So I would say the art of selling and also effective communication.
All right, very good. And Alex, got a fun scenario here for you. If you had 60 seconds with your 20-year-old self, what would you tell him to do, and what would you tell him not to do?
I would say, focus on kind of the bigger picture. Yes, have fun. Yes, go party, have a good time, be social, get a little wild and crazy obviously under a controlled state. Don't do anything too stupid. But I would say, focus on your future, write out your goals. I think goal setting is huge. If you're 20 years old, listen to this thing right now, where do you want to be in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years? I didn't get that at 20 years old. I didn't know where I wanted to be. All I knew was I wanted to get rich, and that's great. But if you don't have concrete goals written down, the health you want to achieve, the relationships you want to achieve, the family life you want to achieve, where you want to be, the money you want to be making, where you want to be living, the car you want to be driving, if you don't know where you're going, you're never going to get there. It's kind of like getting on a plane tomorrow morning. The pilot comes on and says, hey, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We're taking off right now. We have no idea where we're going, but hey, we're going to let you know when we land. I think right now that's a lot of people in America, really all over the world, that are young right now. They don't know where they're going. They're in school. They don't even know why they're in school, taking out student loans, burying themselves in debt, partying 6 nights a week. And the only thing college really guarantees you now is student loan debt. So young people really need to know their purpose and really what they want to get out of life.
I like it. And Alex, what's one underrated characteristic that you think if every person would work on this, they would see like significant results in their life? What would that be?
Underrated? I don't know. I mean, I don't know if confidence is underrated, but I would say develop confidence, develop a backbone, develop posture. Just be confident. People follow people who are confident. People follow people who know where they're going. So no matter what you're doing in life, be confident about it. Have vision, have passion in all that you do. And I think developing that confidence is just knowing that you are capable of really doing and achieving anything out of life. And I think if you know that in the back of your mind, you're going to go through life a hell of a lot more confident.
All right, and getting deep now, Alex, what's your philosophy on life and success?
My philosophy on life and success, I do not tie it just to dollar signs. A lot of people look at Vemma. A lot of people look at quote unquote successful people, and they're all about the money and the cars and the watches and all that kind of stuff. And I disagree. I think number one, I'd rather cry in a Ferrari than a Honda. And number two, I think philosophy on life is do what makes you happy. I think it's important that one day I want to have a big family. I want to be financially free. I want to have really nice things and give back and donate to charities and, fund mission trips and build schools and do great stuff, like that. But no matter what you want to do out of life, you're going to have financial backing. You're going to have a financial vehicle to get to where you want to go. A lot of people want to change the world and go do this and go do that. But the people that actually change the world are people that have lots of money to fund changing the world. It costs money to go build a church. It costs money to go build a house. It costs money to donate, your former high school for scholarship funds. It costs money to help other people. So I think, it's all about, spend the first half of your life making money. So in the second half of it, giving it all away.
Oh, I like that. That's something new. I haven't heard that on the show yet. Just spend that first half of your life making money, second half giving it all away. I like that. And Alex, do you have any last parting piece of guidance for the audience?
Yeah, I would say, definitely if you're listening to this audio, this podcast, and you're excited about life, you're excited about getting to where you want to go, but you don't feel you have the right vehicle in your life right now. You feel stuck. You feel like you want to provide more for yourself, provide more for your family, get into a nicer car, get into a nicer house, get to where you want to go in life, and you just feel stuck right now, like you're sinking in quicksand. I encourage you guys to look me up, Google, YouTube. My Facebook is Alex Morton, Morton. My Twitter, Alex Morton, YPR. My Instagram is Alex Morton, YPR as well. And reach out to me. I will get back to you. I will teach you more of what I do and how I do it. And I'll be honest. I've helped directly and indirectly. I've put 400 people into our company, paid for car program, BMW, Mercedes-Benz, and I've helped now 22 young people on our team hit a level of success where they're making at least $100,000 a year. And whether you're 4, 14, 44, or 404 and you want more out of life, I urge you to contact me and I will share with you some knowledge that can help you get on the right path.
All right, Alex, and that was, you're getting everyone all excited, riled up here. What's next for you? Like, what are you excited about? What's getting you out of bed in the morning?
Yeah, I'm just excited. I think right now, on a company standpoint, first, we're moving in the right direction. We had 89% growth last year in a down economy, quote unquote, a recession, quote unquote, the next Great Depression. If you look outside the window, I think we're being innovative. We're doing stuff that nobody else is really doing. This move from MLM to affiliate marketing obviously is really shaking up the industry right now. And I think you look at our leadership, man. You look at BK Barreco, the CEO. We got a guy named Brad Wayment, unbelievable leader. And then we have Mark Patterson, one of the most creative, innovative, marketers in the entire world. I think this ship is being led by the right people with big hearts, people that really care. And I think right now, this whole business is now turned into an absolute mission and an absolute revolution, going against the grain, chasing dreams, chasing goals, providing, value for people's lives. And I'm just fired up. And honestly, on an individual standpoint, I look forward to helping as many people as possible achieve success, achieve greatness. And, I'm about to write. I'm possibly going to go ahead and write a book and start speaking all over the country and all over the world now, and trying to just touch as many people's lives as possible, and inspire them to achieve more, inspire them to take action, and motivate them to get to where they want to go in life. Because if you're listening to this podcast, you are good enough, man. You are good enough to achieve your dreams and your goals. You are good enough to achieve a high level of success, and you are good enough to make an impact, on mankind and leave a legacy for generations to come.
Boom. Just like that. Couldn't have said it better. Thank you, Alex, for being on the show and sharing your lessons, your life story, and just getting us all riled up and giving us the energy that we need to just go out and crush it. So, Alex, come on, my man. Thank you.
100%, Andrew. I appreciate it. You are a great guy, and I look forward to seeing you on the cover of some magazines someday.
It's all in the works. All right, guys, that's going to wrap up episode 60 with Alex Morton and Vemma. All right, and the challenge item that I have for you guys today is we're going to go off Alex's. He mentioned 3 books, but we're going to focus on the one book that every person should really have read. Like if you've listened to this podcast and you're on episode 60, or you've listened to many of the episodes and you have not read Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, you need to buy that today. Okay? Literally go buy Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill today. Like stop listening to this podcast. Go buy that book, go to Amazon, buy that book, or you can get it on Audible and go to kfmbook.com and get Think and Grow Rich for free. And get that on your phone, listen to that in the car, listen to that in the gym. You need to read that book, okay? I'll give you a break. Like I'm telling you, stop listening to this podcast and go finish Think and Grow Rich and then come back to this podcast. I'll still be here. Don't worry, these episodes will be coming out twice a week. We're not going anywhere, or I'm not going anywhere. This is really just the one-man show here. And this is gonna change your life. Think and Grow Rich for me. I remember when I read it, I was sitting outside in La Jolla at a Starbucks, and I just remember I got there at about 10 a.m. and I didn't leave until they were kicking me out at 9 p.m. and I was still outside in the dark just reading this book, and I couldn't let go of it. It's addicting. It's powerful. It changed my life. Go pick up the book. Thank you for listening to the Knowledge for Men podcast show. It's been a pleasure having you be a part of a thriving community of men who want to crush it in all aspects of life. I'm on a mission here to inspire millions of guys, and with your help, we're going to make a dent in the universe. Check out knowledgeformen.com for a ton of free content that's designed to help you live a remarkable life. Again, that's knowledgeformen.com. I hope to see you there. And always remember, 2014 is the official year of the crush, where we take action to get the life we've always dreamed of. This is your host, Andrew Farabee, and until next time, let's do it.